Well, all right. Well, hello, Jason.
Hello, Pat.
Oh, I'm all enthusiastic, and you're coming back with a nice subdued.
It's gotta be. You gotta be like neutral, right?
I'm bringing the energy. I'm bringing the heat,
and I gotta bring it down a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's gotta be an equilibrium.
Well, this looks like. Well, you can kind of see where the future's going. What Jason and I are cooking up is a new podcast. We're going to put career pathways to rest. It had a glorious 2-year run.
Yep.
Got us in the podcasting biz,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's time to move on. And so
Bigger, better things, as they say.
Yes, and so our new podcast right now, it's under a project name, so it's Project Fubar. You can all Google search that.
Yep.
We will not go any further than that. So, kind of, what do you think Project Fubar is going to be, Jason? What kind of ideas do you have in mind?
I think Project Fubar is going to be an experience.
Okay.
I think Project Fubar is going to be life changing. I think once you watch one episode of this podcast, you're going to see exactly why we decided to cook this up in the first place. It's going to be one of the most laid back environments. Usually what we do here is we either have some sort of structure, or we have, try to be kind of put some footing on the ground,
Right.
be credible, like As the World Turns or Burns. We're very credible people on that. But this one is kind of just like, we can just go. Like, we can just not say, but we can pretty much anything we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, right? From sports to politics to, anything else that's going on in your life, nothing too personal, but just kind of whatever. And I think that is a show that, I think that's kind of like how, I don't like Joe Rogan, but that's exactly like how he has really made, a big career out of podcasting. Is his show is he's just whatever.
Well, I just put all your comments through Google Translate, and it came back is that our goal is to be unprofessional.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
There we go.
If you did a Chat GPT, and that's another thing, I think we'll talk a lot about AI, because AI is a very interesting critter in the modern world. But yeah, you put it in the AI, I bet it would say I definitely think this is one of the most unprofessional things I've ever seen.
Wow, AI. I haven't read a whole lot about it.
Yeah, it's taken over the world.
What is it? Is it
it's
a
cheating
thing?
in chess.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, it's cheating in chess. That's
right.
happening. I sent you that video.
Yeah.
I sent a video to him about AI, and how essentially when you give too broad of task to AI, for example, here's the best chess bot in the world, and you just put the goal, beat it.
Yeah.
And it starts losing because, the best chess bot in the world is designed for that one task. How do you think ChatGPT is going to beat it? It's going to go find the files where the chess game is located in the computer, and it's going to rearrange the files so that it's in a winning move and the chess bot can't win. Problem solved. See?
Well, you know what? I know you're, after lying, you're pointed towards L.A., and I
It's a mess.
heard an interesting story on a podcast about when you look at the closing credits for movies, that and what it was a guy, Scott Galloway, brilliant guy, that was talking, that he was like Fantastic Four movie. It was he counted 300 plus people involved in that production, and he said some AI company has got a target right now, and it's okay, could we do this with 30 or 40? And there's some, you can't get, you got camera people, a bunch of things that are necessary, but hey,
I'll tell you this.
Possible.
I'll tell you two things. First off, the one thing, I'm going for writing, right? That's why I'm going out to LA.
Yep.
And writers already thought of this because we're very smart people. We're probably the smartest people ever created on Earth. So
it'll go unchallenged.
we thought of this way before, right? Which is why the writer strike happened 2 years ago.
Right.
And so basically, all these movie companies have agreed not to use AI for writing purposes.
And you trust them.
But here's the thing: they signed with a union. So unless they want, if they want ununion actors, of course, use AI, But then you're just going to be making slop with nobodies. So, because like everybody's in the unions. The second thing, do you know why there's so many people? And this is kind of like, this is exactly, I think we would never be able to say this on any other show.
Right.
But the reason why there's so many people is because these companies are essentially just like money laundering conglomerates. That's exactly what they are. Like those 300 people on there, probably out of the 300 people, everybody had a job, obviously, and somebody did something at some point. But I would say like 40% of those people did one thing one time or two times and made a lot of money.
Right.
And if you look, you'll find out that they're associated with these companies like Paramount or other companies like that, right? And you'll notice like, hey, holy crap, this guy got $50,000 just for showing up one day and doing this one thing. Why is that? You know, because somebody owes a favor to somebody or this or this or this, right? So like a lot of times like movies, they're not designed to make money. They're designed to make money for the company and nobody else. Like that's...
Whoa.
You know, and it's very radical, especially for somebody who's going into that, but that's the truth, right?
Man, I think this, now we're also going to get into investigative journalism.
Oh
man, we're gonna
be like more perfect union over here.
We're gonna take the cover off of all these scams and crimes.
Yeah, let's talk about those money
Hollywood.
apps. Yeah,
and the money apps.
Yeah, get $1,500 now, but pay a fee and then pay us back later.
Well, with the apps, I every semester I preach. About it, especially because we have so many young men on campus, about gambling and the prevalence of online gambling.
Yes.
I just saw a news story today that broke today that the NCAA is going to allow college athletes to bet on pro games. And,
I don't like that.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, but it's just it's like once you get a taste for it, how likely is it that you're going to start seeing college athletes betting on college games? If they're not already doing it.
I'm sure there probably is. I mean, but I think the other thing is also it's scary because now that these guys have NIL deals, right?
Yeah,
you're young, you have a lot of money.
Yeah,
and now you're basically given the go ahead that you can sports bet, right?
Oh,
so like. I'm not going to say anything about anybody on campus in particular, but online, like I've heard some stories, Sholga was there, about people on campus spending a lot of money on online gambling. And it's crazy. It's like, okay, like we were talking about like doing the bet the house or whatever joke whatever on, and like every once in a while, like, I've done like a sports parlay where it's like, here's $3 to win $115. It's like you got Justin Jefferson on a touchdown. But it's a lot different when you're actually betting on outcomes. I don't know how that's legal. Like I understand this. The original idea of like sports betting was like the fantasy sports element, right? Like that's how they even got it legalized in the first place. It was like, oh, it's a game of skill because like this player is going to be good. But now you can just bet fully on games. I don't see how that's just not gambling. That's literally just gambling.
Oh yeah, and it's a thing that gambling it checks all the boxes for young men, and as far as especially those that are competitive, that are kind of more risk prone. They start thinking I read a lot about sports. I know a lot about sports. I can pick correctly because of all my knowledge. It's like everything you look at is is there a potential for someone to go in way over their head, and that's what always worried me. And it's not that everybody's going to mess up their life, being on FanDuel or whatever, but it's. There's going to be that one tragedy that we all that all of us know, whoever it is, and then could that have ever been prevented? That's why I worry.
I see a world where like this is the issue, and it's like, and our government is definitely in a very unstable place right now for like making good decisions. So I almost see like a world where like the United States government is making all this federal tax revenue off these sports betting companies, and it's like, maybe gambling isn't that bad.
Right.
Why don't we just make gambling legal at the federal level? We'll just tax the living crap out of it. And all of a sudden, it's just gambling's legal again.
Right.
Like it's one thing when you have a state's decision. I think that's interesting that gambling can even be allowed at the state level. It's one thing like in Minnesota or like here where it's like has to be on like Native American land, because then it like promotes like actually building like resorts, like reasons.
Right.
And now you don't all of a sudden have the brain dead guy in the back of, the Safeway or whatever, wherever.
That was it. Casinos, you had to go there to bet. So so your time in terms of actually in gambling was limited. Same went with racetracks, the old school gambling. And now, all you have to do is pull your phone out and you're in the game. And it's like, woo.
And I found out something interesting. I was watching actually a video because I got really into the sports betting history. Like not like to sports bet, but like it was a video about. It was actually talking almost on the same thing. I'll send the video to you about like young men. Yeah. And how young men's lives are being consumed by sports betting. And like the history of like how sports betting started is crazy. It was started at either Caesar's Palace or whatever that other big one is in Las Vegas. Modern sports betting. There's always been horse bet races forever, Kentucky Derby, all that stuff. But the thing is this modern one, like betting on basketball, baseball, stuff like that, was solely designed after sports betting on horses was illegal. It became illegal. So people started betting on baseball and basketball and college football at the time because college football was big. And so basically you'd go in and it was basically a way to get sports people to go into the casinos, right? And this is also once it starts getting televised and stuff and you can build these like televised.
They had that big board.
The boxes, and all that stuff. Yeah. And so that's like how modern sports betting started. And actually these casinos, a lot of these casinos actually... Of course, they're going to say, FanDuel and all these stuff is stupid. But their argument isn't like, oh, it's stupid because you're not going to us.
Right.
They say it's like actually like, I can't remember who it is, but whoever owns one of the owners of one of those big casinos was like, the reason why FanDuel and all those ones are so much scarier than just going to a casino and betting on sports is the casino is not making money off the sports betting. They're making money off the casino, right? And they're just trying to lure people in with that one thing, right? On top of that, you're actually having real odds makers at these casinos doing this, right? And so your odds are always going to be better because they're just trying to get people in. FanDuel and stuff, their whole goal is to make millions of dollars off of just a sports betting. So that's where you get these really crazy like, oh, bet on the same game, bet 9 players on the same game for $10, win $2,000 odd dollars, and it's.
Yeah, and they give you some seed money, and
exactly,
and like in internet terms, they always call that friction. And going to a casino, having to, if you have to get a fly in, all that's friction. That slows you down and inhibits your betting activity. When it's on your phone, all that friction is gone, and then they start you up. I mean, here's here's an opening account. The other thing $100 and away you go.
And I found out that also the reason why they give out all that free money would be like get $150 in free bonus bets is actually a tax write-off thing from the United States government.
Well, God bless America.
It is. So to pay less taxes, they promise to give people free money. But what they don't tell you, well, they tell you, but it's in like text so small that you can't read it, is that with those $150 whatever, if you win any money off that, you're not winning money, you're winning credits.
Right.
So it's just like a credit roll. And also the other thing that I think is scary about sports betting online, where you can literally just download your phone, is let's say you have a buddy, like let's say you're a middle schooler and you have that cool friend or whatever, he smokes and drinks and he's a bad guy and he's 18. He could just put his ID in. And sign up on his account, or sign up his ID on your account, and then you have a 14-year-old that could sports bet with mommy's credit card the whole way. Yeah. Because it's like, what's going to stop him?
What could go wrong?
Exactly. I think it's
here's a great old school betting story. My brother John, he worked at Detroit Racecourse.
Okay.
It was which was about 5 miles from our house, and Detroit DRC, as we called it, was just a classic race course. You'd have all these degenerate guys, and they'd have their little race forms and betting on the horses. And he worked up in the clubhouse, and where quote the people could afford, the air conditioned clubhouse were there, and then there was even a different section with the high rollers, and he ended up getting in with the high rollers, and he would run their bets, and so get Pistons, Detroit Lions, he ended up getting this reputation as being good luck, It was and for whatever reason, and his nickname was Bird, and he would just be a bet runner, and they would all, if they won, they'd give him a cut of their winnings. He made, I was so jealous. He made, just all this money, and it was, he just, and because one of his favorite clients or guys he served was Bob Lanier, who was the center for the Pistons, and just 7'2", just this enormous man, they just became friends, just from betting, but always, I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but I did.
Yeah.
And, that was a good old school.
Yeah.
Betting.
When we were in Poland, I remember John Michael and I and a few other guys. Actually, it was just the whole group. There was these little in the wall places, because sports betting's legal in Poland.
Yeah.
And so there's but it's only legal. The way they actually have a genius way of doing it. No online casinos, nothing like that. If you want to gamble, or if you want to do sports betting, it has to be registered as a club.
Yeah.
Right? So you'll see all these not all these, but you'll see a few of these clubs, which are just tiny little casinos and sports betting places. And there was this little sports betting place, and actually we passed it when I was with Cheyenne, and I was joking about it, but went in there, and I was like, you know what? Just cause I was like, I bet, funny enough, on the Pistons, who were it was their worst season ever as a team, and I bet on them to beat the Pelicans, and it was a crazy odd. It was 20 zloty, which is $8 or something like that.
Look at you throwing a little Polish currency.
But here's the funny part. The best part was I knew the bet wasn't going to win first time.
Right.
So the game was on on a Saturday, and it was literally the game got done 3 hours before our flight took off to leave. So I was if it did win, I would have had to storm over there to get my money, because you have to go give them a little ticket.
Yeah.
And then they give you your money.
You would have won 8 Gwumki, or what is it?
I can't remember what the odds were, but I think it was it would have been $150.
Oh.
Because it was the Pistons were bad. They were so bad.
That's a lot of goulash.
And the guy looked, in Poland and in Europe, basketball is huge. The guy who used to cut my hair in France was the only reason I know where Minnesota is because I watched the Timberwolves. Right? So it's these guys are really into it. And so they know, the guy who I had to give my money to for the sports bet knew what I was betting on. And he asked me in perfect English. He was like, you do realize what team this is, right? Do you know what their record is? He's like, I'm just making sure. And I'm like,
well, the Pelicans aren't,
And I was like, but I was like, here's the thing. I was like, I know what the team is. I live 8 hours from where that team is. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And you could just tell he was just oh, this guy's screwed. This guy is so screwed. And they lost. They didn't lose by a lot, though. I thought they were going to get blown out. It ended up being 120 to 114. I'm like, oh, geez.
With the Pelicans, whatever happened to Zion?
I don't know.
Does he play anymore? Or
it's kind of hurt. Do you know who it is? He's the Von Miller of the NBA.
Yeah.
He's just he's there, but I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he's at. Von Miller just takes up all the bill. No, not anymore. Yeah. I don't think he played for the bill. So he's I don't even know anymore about Von Miller. He's there somewhere.
Yeah, and Zion, that guy was number one pick. He almost seemed like a sure lock to be a superstar, and he just was getting hurt from season 1 till today. I mean,
I just like, and like the other thing is like Von Miller at least like had a career.
Yeah,
like Von Miller was notorious in Colorado and Denver, but like like now he's just like, you'll be like, oh, Von Miller's on their team. Wow.
Oh,
but like you watch like the Bills, like he was on the Bills for like 3 years, I think, and like he might still be on the Bills. I don't know, but. I remember.
Where are you, Von Miller?
I remember like watching a game and I'm like, wait, don't they have Von Miller? Where is he? I'm like trying to figure out what number Von Miller is, and I'm like, I don't see him. And then like they had like a Sunday night game, and like he goes, Von Miller, whatever, wherever he's from.
Yeah,
he didn't play. So like they put him out there, but he's like a ghost. Like he's just like a public figure.
He's on a milk carton somewhere.
I mean, yeah.
Have you seen this man?
Well, I was almost like maybe it's like a ploy, like maybe it's like an inside joke or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Like here's Von Miller and he's not there. He's not even at the stadium. He's watching from home or something.
Well, we're going to be going into OT, but we're going to wrap up. So this is a teaser for Project Fubar. So a podcast name to be named later, but we hope that we get you as a subscriber. And I think that, Jason, this is going to be an awful lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I just love talking. I just love just going off on tangents. Yeah. And I think like both of us do that really well. So
I guess, and keeping on the theme of unprofessional, tangents are going to be right in line with what we're going to do.
And we're going to try to have some good guests, too. That's our big thing.
World famous dignitaries, for the most part.
My goal is like, when we have guests on the other show, it's always like we have a topic to talk about.
Right.
Like, we really want to talk about, is there going to be a recession with Shulga, But why not just get Shulga on and just talk about like something that he's not versed in, like AI or something? Because he has good opinions on that, right?
Yeah.
And so like stuff like that. Just stay tuned for stuff like that.
And there's been rumors Taylor Swift might swing by.
Yeah.
We can't say one way or the other. That's just it.
It's the life of a showgirl. She's busy.
What can we say?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, and stay tuned. More information to come. All right. Bye.